Using motors is another method to generate precise and more complex animations. When adding motors, I have even further control and options to my possible motions, and this can help replicate the motion with an even more realistic approach. So to add a motor, I can just take a look in my motion manager here, and this icon here is adding a motor. And click on that. And I have a couple of options here. First, I can choose if I want a rotary motor or a linear motor. In this case, let's say I want to rotate my first link about the base. So I'm going to choose a rotary motor. And I have a couple options here. First, the motor location. So that would be the object that I'd like to rotate. So in this case, my link here. So I'll click somewhere about here, let's say. The next option is the motor direction. So which way I'd like to turn or rotate. So I can use any cylindrical face here. Notice that will show this red arrow here showing me the direction of the rotary motor. And I can change the direction here if I'd like, just with this reverse direction icon. So that will switch it from, say, clockwise to counterclockwise. And then finally, I have this option here, which is the component I'd like to move relative to. So in this case, for example, I want to clear this selection, but I would just use the base again here, the base component. And so I'm rotating relative to kind of my base component here. Finally, I have my motion options. So I have a drop down button here so I can generate my motion with a constant speed based on some distance, oscillating, and so on. In this case, I'll just say constant speed and then give it the rotational speed, 100 RPM. I'm going to say 10 RPM here. And once I'm happy with all those options, I can just click my green check. And notice that now generates a new portion to my motion manager here called rotary motor. And I can jump back in there and edit that and make changes to it at any point as well. But essentially, it's just thrown in that information from 0 to 5 seconds. So if I try to calculate or play through here, we should see my motor rotating that link about my base at that exact constant rotational speed that I chose, so 10 RPM or whatever it may be in this case. So motors can be just used to have a lot more fine control and more realistic animations.